Dr. G here with naturalfoodsdiet.org. What does mainstream medicine have to offer you to prevent or treat influenza? After you get the flu, there are the FDA-approved drugs like Tamiflu and Relenza, which are expensive medications with a broad array of side effects. Now, the other option is to get a flu shot. Now, this also has its own risk of side effects and possible ineffectiveness, and it's also relatively expensive. Now, on October 29th of 2012, the editor of the British Medical Journal, this was Dr. Godley, published a letter that questioned the effectiveness and potential serious side effects of Tamiflu. Now, it had been noted that in the 10 clinical trials that were performed on this drug, and that's what led to its approval, but they had questioned the results. There was evidence that researchers may have been overstating the effectiveness and underreporting serious side effects. Now, Roche, the maker of the drug, was asked to supply data from the clinical trials. Now, according to Godley and Cochrane, Roche withheld the critical data that was needed to make this determination. So here's a drug that's been stockpiled by governments and prescribed to millions, while there's serious questions about its effectiveness and toxicity. Now, with our current medical system, we don't get any alternatives. Now, let me just give you an example. Have you ever heard of the herb Lomatium dissectum? Now, it's also known as biscuit root. Now, this is a plant with small yellow flowers, and it grows in the high deserts of the Great Basin in the United States. And actually, that's where I grew up. Now, this herb was reported to have prevented flu deaths during the Spanish flu epidemic in 1918 that killed an estimated 675,000 Americans. Now, there was a small tribe of Native Americans that used this herb as a flu remedy. Now, it was noted at the time by Dr. Krebs that these Washoe tribe members, when they were treated with this remedy, none of them died during this flu outbreak. 100% effectiveness. Now, if you looked at the other Native American tribes, there was a significant death rate in any of the tribes that did not use this herb. Now, at the time, they saw this, and this treatment was expanded to other groups outside the Native Americans, and they got equally great results. This herb has been used for years by natural medicine practitioners for combating viral and other infections, and I've successfully used it in my practice. Modern studies show that the herb has activity against RNA and DNA viruses, as well as powerful antibacterial and antifungal activity. It's also been shown to have anti-inflammatory action. Now, this actually, if you think about it, is the perfect flu remedy. There's the antiviral, combats the flu virus. There's the antibacterial action. This prevents secondary pneumonia, often the cause of death. And it also has an anti-inflammatory action which combats the overresponse of our immune system to the flu. That's another frequent cause of flu deaths. Now, don't you think it's somewhat bizarre that the government doesn't recommend this relatively inexpensive, safe treatment, or at the very least test it, instead of stockpiling billions of dollars worth of a useless, dangerous drug? Now, could it be that vested interest and corruption is the rule instead of our health? Money talks. Health and safety fall on deaf ears. This is Dr. G. If you like this kind of health information, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Now, tell me in the comments section how you treat the flu.